households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage.
Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of the Montagues.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Oh, nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say I?
No?
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb. Sir?
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
You do, sir. I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Oh, well, hell, sir.
Say better.
Yes, better.
Yeah.
Ha!
What? Yeah.
Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
What?
Heart! Fools! Put up your sword, you know not what you do!
Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace. I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward!
What noise is this? Give me my long sword. Ho!
A crutch! A crutch! Why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say. Old Montague is come, and flourishes his blade in spite of me.
Thou villain Capulet! Hold me not! Let me go!
Thou shalt not stir a foot to seek a foe.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor stained steel. Will they not hear? What ho! You men, you beasts! Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case, to Old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, till the prince came who parted either part.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
So early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections by my own, that are most busied when they're most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay, to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But news struck nigh.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which, having, makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gently in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should, without eyes, see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, all brawling love? Oh, loving hate. Oh, anything of nothing first create. Oh, heavy likeness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what it is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this.
Oh.
Dost thou not laugh?
No, 'cause I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Farewell, my cause.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why, no, but sadly tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you love.
A right good mark, man. And she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
Well, in that hit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and, in strong proof of chastity well armed, from love's weak childish bow, she lives unharmed.
Then she hath sworn that she will still live chaste?
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste, for beauty starved with her severity cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair, to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else I'll die in debt. Ugh.
But Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. The earth has swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store. One more most welcome makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, sirrah, and trudge about through fair Verona. Find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here, but I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned.
One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and... Gaden, good fellow.
Godki Gaden, I pray. Sir, can you read?
I, my own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without a book, but I pray. Can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters and the language. Stay, fellow. I can read.
Yea, say honestly, rest you merry.
Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselm and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitravio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosalind, Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio, and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper. To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed. I should have asked you that before.
Now, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets sups the fair Rosalind whom thou so lovest with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with an unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love? The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut! You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
But I bade her come. What, lamb? What, ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What, Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Oh, nurse, come back. I have remembered me. Thou's hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
Oh, an honor! Oh, were not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man! Young lady, such a man as all the world! Why, he's a man of wax!
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower. In faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris' love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I indart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for the nurse, cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girl! Seek happy nights to happy days!
What? Shall this speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity, so no without book prologues faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will, we'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love? Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down.
Come, knock, and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
And we mean well in going to this mask.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
The dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep, while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, and in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of health's 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and, being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them, and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she—
Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
Direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
Yeah! All right.
Oh.
Yeah, Romeo.
Where's pot pan that he helps not to take away? He shift a trencher, he scrape a trencher.
When good manners shall lie all in one or two men's hands, and they unwashed too, 'tis a foul thing.
Away with the joint stools, remove the court cupboard, look to the plate. Good thou, save me a piece of marchpan, and as thou lovest me, let the porter let in Susan Grindstone and Nell. Antony, pot pan.
Aye, boy, ready.
You are looked for, called for, asked for, and sought for in the great chamber.
We cannot be here and there too. Cheerly, boys, be brisk a while, and the longer liver take all.
Come, musicians, play! A hole, give room, and foot it, girls! Yes.
What lady is that, which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in a dear princess's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and, touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear it, sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town, here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What, goodman boy? I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here, or you? Go to.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, go to. You are a saucy boy. What, cheerly, my hearts?
I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion chosen this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus, from my lips, by yours, My sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips. Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary, bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house.
Wait, Keegan, the sport is at its best.
So I fear. Is she a Capulet?
Come hither, nurse. What is yond gentleman?
This son and heir of old Tiberia.
What's he that now is going out of door?
Oh, Mary, that, I think, be young Petruchio.
What's he that follows there, that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
Oh, his name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.